Hello, I'm Mandy Buckingham, one of the instructional technologists with Floyd County Schools. Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of Google Meet and some of its newest features. Just as a reminder, there are many ways to create a Google Meet. If you're meeting with parents or other teachers, using Google Calendar is the best way to create your event. But if you're meeting with students, you will want to use the Meet feature that is embedded within your Google Classroom. Let's take a look at how to turn that on, as well as some of the new features that are available for Google Meet. If you have already turned on Meet for your Google Classroom, you will see a Meet link at the top of your Google Classroom banner. If you see an eyeball with a line through it, this means that the link is not visible for your students right now. For students to participate in the Google Meet, you will want to make the link visible to your students. To turn it on where your students can see it, just go up to the settings wheel. Then you will scroll down to General and look for the Meet symbol. You can then choose to toggle on the Visible to Students option so your students can see the Meet link in their Google Classroom banner. Using your Meet link in Classroom means that students cannot join the Meet until you have started it, which is a safer option for your students than just posting a Meet link somewhere. You also have the option of turning it off and hiding it again if you need to, or if you ever need to reset your Meet link, you can do this under your settings. Just remember to always click Save at the top so that any changes you have made will stick. Now that we have enabled our Meet link, you would want to join the Meet a few minutes before the students just to make sure that everything is working correctly. Click on the link from your classroom banner, and then you have a few options just before you join your Meet. Okay, now that we have our Meet link open, you'll notice that you have a couple of options before you even join the Meet. You can choose to join now, or you can also choose to automatically present your screen as you go into the Meet. I would probably just want to go ahead and join first, just so your students can see your face and make sure that they're in the right place. Before you join the Meet, if you're using a desktop, you will see a feature called background blur, which is new. If you don't want your students to be distracted by your background, you can turn this on before you even join the Meet. If you come down to the bottom of your little preview screen, you're going to see a little person icon. If I click on this, you will notice that it kind of blurs out my background. So this is great for those days when you don't have time to clean up what's behind you. You can blur that background so that the students aren't distracted by what they see. You'll notice that you can toggle it on and off if you need to. And this is also something that you can turn on within your Meet if you need to. Just remember right now, this is only available for desktop computers, but hopefully soon we will see this on the Chromebook side of things. All right, let's go into our Meet and take a look at some of the options. Okay, once you are inside your Google Meet, you can take a look at some of the new options that are available. The first one that you'll probably notice is down in the bottom left-hand corner. There's a little shield that you can click on. This will only show up if you are the creator of the Meet link. These are called host controls. And you will notice that there's three things that are toggled on. The first thing that's toggled on is quick access. When it's toggled on, that means that students can just join the link, as soon as they see it available in Google Classroom. You would probably want to leave this one toggled on. If you turned it off, that means that the students would have to ask to join. So you would get a little pop-up saying that, Joe Smith wants to join your Google Meet, and then you could approve it. Really, the only time that you might want to use this is if you were using that Google Classroom link to work with maybe a small group of students, and you don't want the rest of the class crashing the party. You could toggle off quick access so that they couldn't just join in and then turn it back on. But most of the time, you're going to leave that one toggled on. You also have the ability to turn off the ability to let students share their screen or send chat messages. To do that, you just simply toggle it off. If you want to turn it back on, you can toggle it on. And you will notice that those host controls also show up in the top right-hand corner. For example, under People, I can click on my host controls and it lets me toggle things on and off if I need to. And then also under the chat option, I can click on host controls again and turn that off if needed. So I have the ability to switch those features on and off if needed and very quickly. Okay, next let's go down to the gray line at the very bottom of our screen. You'll see that you have the ability to turn on closed captioning if you need to, and you can also present your screen if you needed to do that with your students. You have three options. You can choose to share your entire screen. You can choose just a window, or you can choose a Chrome tab. Using the Chrome tab feature is recommended if you're sharing a video or animation with your students and you need them to be able to hear the audio. That one just seems to work best for that option. However, just remember, if you're using those, if you move to another tab, you would need to make sure to select the new tab or your students would not be able to see it. I usually just use my entire screen. That way, if I go from tab to tab, the students can see all of them, but that's totally up to what your needs are as a teacher. If you move over to the three dots, you're going to see some more options. Okay, if you need to check the settings on your computer or switch to a document camera, you can just simply click on settings, and it's going to pop up first and show you your audio options. It'll show you your microphone and your speakers. If you needed to switch to a document camera instead of your Chromebook camera or your desktop camera, you can click on video here, and then you can choose the drop down for camera, and you should see an option for your document camera listed here, depending on if it's an Pivo or a different brand of document camera. You would see it here. So all you would have to do is just simply click on the other option for camera, and then your document camera video should show for your students. Okay, also under settings, you will see that you can turn background blur on and off within your settings options right there. Just remember that sometimes when you do turn on background blur, it may slow down your computer just a little bit. So just kind of keep that in mind. You can turn it on and off through the three dots. You'll also see an option for changing your layout. This is where you can take a look and see what kind of layout feature you prefer for your Google Meet. If you want to increase the number of tiles that you see with your students, you need to have tiled selected, and then you can change this little slider up and down all the way from just 6 squares all the way up to 49 if you needed to. So just remember, if you need to increase the number of students that you see, you have to have tiled selected, then you can use this sliding bar. Okay, you will also notice that we have a record feature that is still listed under Google Meet. That will be going away pretty soon. And also please remember that Floyd County Schools does not allow us to record live meets with students. The only time you probably use this is if you were trying to record an instructional video in a Google Meet that you were the only person in. If you do that, it actually sends the video file to your Google Drive. It's under a folder that's labeled Meet Recordings. This feature is only going to be available for just a couple more months, but if you ever need ideas for recording instructional videos, our department will be more than happy to help you come up with some different ideas. The very last option that I want to share with you today is the ability to open a whiteboard, a Google Jamboard inside Google Meet. So you'll notice right here at the top it says Whiteboard, open a jam. This is going to open up Jamboard, which is Google's interactive whiteboard tool that you can use. You'll notice that you have an option to either start a new whiteboard or to choose one from your Google Drive. I'm going to open up one from my Google Drive just so you can kind of see some of the examples that you could use. It does take it just a little while to load, so if you'll hold on for just a second, I'm going to open up that file and then I will be right back. So hang on just a second. Okay, this is an example of a Jamboard. This is an example of an exit ticket that I could use with students. What's really cool about using this within Google Meet is once you open the Jamboard, it will send a link in the chat for your students, and all they would have to do is click on the link and then they can actually access the Jamboard and they can collaborate with you in real time. So with an exit ticket like this, you could assign a sticky note to a student and they could come in and they could type in what they have learned for the day, and that's a really neat way for you to kind of grasp if they understood the topic that you covered that day. There's tons and tons of different ways that people use Jamboard in their classes. You can always check out the Google Teacher Center for some different ideas, or feel free to book an appointment with one of us and we will be happy to show you some examples. You'll notice that you can actually come over here at the top and add a new frame. This is an example of what a blank Jamboard looks like. It's just a blank canvas. Over on the left, you have options. You can use pen, you can create sticky notes, You can add images, shapes, text boxes. The sky's kind of the limit with this. And what's really great is once the students have that link, they can actually collaborate with you in real time. So it's a really awesome tool. Like I said, there's tons of information out there at the Google Teacher Center, or we can also help you as well. Just as a reminder, when you are ready to finish your meet, you want to make sure that you are the very last person to hang up, just to make sure that your students don't try to stick around and continue the party. So what you can do is come up to the people button that shows everyone in your meet. And if you notice any stragglers, you'll see a little line that will let you remove the participant from the meet. So it's a good rule of thumb. Once you're finished with your meet, before you hang up, always click on the People tab and then come over and remove any of your students. Make sure you are the very last person in the meet before you hang up. I hope that you've enjoyed learning a little bit more about Google Meet. If you ever have any questions, feel free to book an appointment with us on the You Can Book Me calendar, and we will be more than happy to show you some ideas or practice with you if you would like it. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.